All right, everybody, we're getting ready for the holiday season, and it's that time for making door rounds. There are regular traditional holiday signs that you can put on your front door to celebrate the season. And what better way to make those signs just stand out above the rest is to add a nice simple bow to them. The process that we're going to show you is very simple. I actually got this from Kim and Garrett, from Kim and Garrett Make It. And it only took me a couple minutes to figure it out, and I wanted to share this with my audience. So if you want to take a look, first off, I'm going to get yourself some 6-inch burlap material. This stuff is really easy to find. It's on Amazon and various craft stores. I'll leave my links in the description down below. But you're going to cut out 24 inches of this. Make sure you get yourself a nice pair of sharp scissors. And it's very important that when you use your scissors, they are only for cutting the material. Don't use these for cutting paper and other things like that, because the scissors just get dull over time. Now, believe it or not, I use a basic simple pair from Harbor Freight, usually $1.99, but these are actually really great scissors. So once we got our 24-inch burlap, usually what I'm going to do is cut out these in bulk, just to get everything squared away. But for this one, we're just going to show you one design. You're going to fold that into thirds. Usually going to set this to about a 9-inch mark, and do that right on. So 9 inches when you fold it in half. You're going to flip it over so that the seam is on the bottom. And actually, I'm going to set this aside before we go any further. We're going to go ahead and pick out our other ribbons. We're going to use this nice pattern ribbon here. And what you're going to do is all these pieces that you're going to add onto this, you're going to cut out, are going to be 9 inches. The nice part about these patterns is if they've got lines in, they're really easy to find where you need to cut. So we're going to mix up the pattern just a little bit. Give it a couple of different designs. You're going to want to have a base design that goes down on the bottom. You're going to have a couple of different accents to complement that. And I'm actually cutting up a few extra pieces just because I'm not quite sure what colors I want to do for this yet. And this one we're making is actually going to be for a football door hanger. So we'll cut out this specialty piece right here of football material. Again, you're cutting all of these on 9 inches. All right, so once you got all your pieces together, one of the things that you're going to do is go ahead and cut your points on here. Now, you can do this several different ways. You can actually take your layers, line them up all together, and cut them all at the same time if you got a good pair of scissors. Now, you got to be cautious so that when you are doing this, you aren't overdoing it, because you get too many in here and your points are just going to be kind of sloppy. But you're going to come in from the inside on the fold and cut to the corner. And you're going to repeat that again for the other side. Let's move all that scrap out of the way. Now, going back to your burlap piece, what you're going to do with that is you're going to pinch in the middle. Don't want to pinch too much. because you're going to pinch this 3 times. And you're going to basically come in from the outside, you're going to pinch, come in from the outside again. I actually got too high on the middle there. Come in from the side, come in from the other side, and you're going to have a 3 fold or 3 hump piece there on your bow. You know, take that, place it into the fold of your hand. Now, Kim actually says to put it on your first knuckle, but I actually found it a whole lot easier if I just come all the way up in here, because then I have more dexterity with my fingers. Then you're going to take your pieces. We're going to start with just a neutral piece here. And what I did with mine is just put my finger in the center of the hand, or center of the ribbon, and you're going to pinch the first one. You're going to lay it on here flat. Okay? You're going to lay it on here flat, holding on to your pinch with your fingers. Again, from the center, pinch. You do that with the opposite hand, and you're going to come in at a 45. All right, this is going to give your X on your pieces. And for your third one, you're just going to take that X and go the opposite direction. Okay, which leaves your bow like this. All right, now we're going to add our accent piece, which is the football. And we're going to stick that in the middle. So you're going to have a bow that's going to look like this. All right, so the next thing that you're going to do is take a zip tie. These are, excuse me, a 100 pack of 8-inch zip ties. They were like $1.75 or something like that from Menards. But you can get these from Amazon, from your big box store. And you can buy them in bigger packs. I just happened to find these for that price at this time. So you're going to take your zip tie. You notice it's got a piece that sticks out. That's your lock on the zip tie. You're going to stick it between your thumb, so it's coming out the back. So it's coming out the back. And take your zip tie, and you're going to wrap it around and insert just like that. All right, you're not going to tighten it down all the way. You're just going to get it a little snug there for a second. Take a look at your piece, make sure everything is still where you want it to be. Things will shift in your hand. Okay, and then you're going to take an additional zip tie. Now, the best solution is actually to use a smaller one for this. I actually could not find any 4 or 6 inch zip ties when I was looking for them. So I'm going to use all 8s in here. It still works. I've made probably 15, 20 of these in the past couple of days, and they're all holding up just fine with the larger zip tie. Now, one thing to keep in that's important here, you're going to want to twist this zip tie off to the side just a little bit and start working on tightening it down. And the key is you want to get that piece in here centered. But it's important that you do it from the side and start in, because otherwise everything in the front is going to shift. So if you do it from the center, you usually don't have that much of a problem. Another important thing to note on this is when you're doing your ribbons, when you're buying your ribbon, you want to make sure that you're going to get a wired ribbon. This helps keep the form. You can manipulate the ribbon a little bit easier to get it the way you like it. All right. Now that you've got that into place, you're just going to chop off the remaining zip tie. Pretty simple. So we have ourselves a nice little ribbon. This, like I said, is going to go onto our football sign. And we're just going to tie it onto the ribbon that we used to hang the sign. And I use a little notch in my wood instead of actually putting hanger on it. It helps to basically keep it from falling apart. Probably the best way to do it. You can do it with rope, you can do it with ribbon. What I like to do is use a ribbon that is matching something that's in this or complement something in this. So in this particular case, for this particular sign, we're actually going to use a solid black piece. Now our signs are 16 inches. And so because our signs are 16 inches, I want to give it a little bit extra. So when we make that piece that goes on as our hanging piece, I'm actually going to give it at 20 to 20 inches. Now, however you do your sign, that's entirely up to you. What I found is putting a notch in there on either side or a hole. It depends on how you decided to do it. I started off with actual round holes because I was using rope. And then again, I saw on Kim and Garrett's they did notches. So I decided it's good practice. I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. And so what we do with that is fold our ribbon into thirds again. And we stick it into that slot and then tie a knot on each end. All right, that pretty much does it. Like I said, it's a very simple bow. I think you'll find that this is easy to produce and literally mass produce these. I have seen various craft fairs that have rounds and signs and everything, and some of them with bows, some without bows, and probably 90% of the time, the ones that I see walk away and actually sell are the ones with a bow. Now you can get a lot fancier than this, but again, this is a very simple method. I want to thank Kim for pointing out this design. I don't know if she came up with it on her own or if she is or she got it from somebody else, but it's definitely a super easy method, and I think these are great bows that you can put on anything. All right, that's going to do it for today. I hope you liked this content, and I hope you found this information useful. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat below. I will answer all the comments that come in. And if you do like this content, please give it a like and subscribe. Until next time, let's go make something great. Have a great day.